The Delaware Blue Coat, I'm at the Philadelphia 76ers lose their sixth straight game to Doc Rivers in the Milwaukee Bucks, and I applaud anyone who decided to turn this game onto their TV. No matter how many times the Sixers eat away at our brain cells, we keep showing up. The Sixers psychopaths. We're here to stay for the entire season, no matter how garbage this franchise is and how many times they deserve to not have their fans care about them whatsoever. You know, it's a Sunday. Eagles, great win. Bills, Ravens is a classic right now, but we're up in here watching the Sixers. We're going to break it all down here on NZ for 3, so stay tuned. Now, this was a game where you could easily predict what would happen. Giannis Antetokounmpo toyed with the Sixers the entire time, and for the first 3 quarters of the game, pretty much, it was the Giannis and Tyrese Maxey show. The Sixers cannot do anything without Maxey on the floor, and the Bucks cannot do anything without Giannis on the floor. And there are times where the Sixers were keeping pace with the Bucks, which is absolutely insane because no team should be losing or be fighting and playing down to competition with this Sixers team that is playing Pete Nance in 2025. Speaking of Pete Nance, he was getting a good amount of run this game. I think he made a couple threes or so. Pete Nance in 24 minutes went 3 for 9, 2 for 8. To be honest, because I don't really take this team seriously, Pete Nance should have shot at least 15 three-pointers. He had the opportunity to shoot at least 15 with how wide open he was, but was given those PJ Tucker vibes, just pump faking wide open shots, but only went 2 for 8. So yeah, Pete Nance was Nick Nurse's tank commander for this game. Tyrese Maxey did the best he could. I'm really feeling bad for Tyrese Maxey at this point because, like, put yourself in Tyrese Maxey's shoes. You know, you just had a really good season last year, made the All-Star team, and got that big contract, and now they bring in Paul George, and you're saying, hey, I get to play next to Paul George and Joel Embiid and could really make a serious run at an NBA championship, but then they all get injured, and now you're left alone having to carry the team as they lose games and try and tank for a top pick in the NBA draft. But Maxey, I really liked how he was adjusting his shot diet during the game. He took 15 three-pointers, but they were more, evened out throughout the entire game. A lot of good shot selection from Tyrese Maxey. And this may sound a little weird, but Eric Gordon starting in the starting lineup with him once again proved to be really beneficial. Gordon was playing a lot of a lead ball dominant role. That really says a lot about how the Sixers have been trying to lose games so far, playing 85-year-old Eric Gordon in 2025, but he had 6 dimes. And yeah, Tyrese Maxey, I'm going to keep saying this over and over again, Tyrese Maxey is at his best when he is focused on just scoring. And when he has another guy who can handle the ball and create shots for others, it can really help him out. And once again, shout out to my guy, Adem Bona. For those who didn't watch the game, these box score stats may not look that impressive. Only 10 points, 4 for 4, 6 rebounds, and fouled out of the game, 2 for 6 from the free throw line. But if you were watching tonight, and I applaud you if you did, given how garbage this team is, Adem Bona really showed a lot of potential with what he can do on both offense and defense. There were possessions where he was giving Giannis a bit of trouble, just bringing an extra layer of physicality, really just making Giannis work for his shots, which is something it's good to see with someone who's just only a rookie against some experience in the NBA. But Bona, on the offensive end, he had a really good, he had 2 and 1s in the first quarter, including a really nasty drop step on Bobby Portis. And the thing with Bona is just the amount of ground that he covers on the court and how much at this stage of his career already, how much of a threat he can be down low. Like I said, he only got 10 points, but he had a couple really nice slams the last game, and this game he had another one where you could tell he's gathering. He crouches a little bit before he just leaps up and slams it with 2 hands. And Giannis Antetokounmpo backed out of the way when Bona was going for that slam, and that really says a lot. It was the Pacers were doing the same exact thing. When Adem Bona is about to detonate, teams just get out of the way. They don't want any business of that. They do not want to get caught on a poster, and Adem Bona had another really exciting dunk, and he's been the most electric player for the Sixers, the most entertaining player on the Sixers so far. Justin Edwards is another player who deserves a mention. If you just look at the box score, he may not have had the biggest impact, but he did show a lot of upside offensively in this game. I like to compare him a lot to KJ Martin because they're both 6'6", hyper-athletic wings who are really good point-of-attack defenders, but KJ is a lot less confident, I think, in taking wide open threes, and he prefers to score cutting to the basket and taking advantage of the defense when they're over helping. But Justin Edwards, he can give you the best of both. He only went 1 for 4, but he is confident. He's willing to sling the ball and take those wide open shots, which is something you need. You know what I mean? You can't have Tyrese Maxey or Joel Embiid or Paul George do everything the entire time. You need guys who are willing to take those shots, like a Kelly Oubre Jr. At times may be a little bit too much, like with Kelly, who's prone to taking a lot of stupid shots, sure, but with Justin Edwards, his shot selection is a lot more logical, and he had a really good cut to the basket, and Jeff Down found him for a baseline bucket early in the first quarter. But I really like the breath of fresh air that this Sixers team is. I know they suck and they're losing, but it's been fun watching Justin Edwards and Adem Bona try and make things work and make things happen alongside Tyrese Maxey. But the Bucks were able to catch fire at just the right time, especially Damian Lillard, who thought to himself, I know I'm coached by Doc Rivers, but there's no way that I am going to lose to this tanking Sixers team. He went absolutely berserk in the fourth quarter, making crazy shots from deep, made like 4 threes in just that quarter alone, and doing his usual shtick of getting to the line by hooking arms and throwing his head back and swinging his legs. He got like a 3-point foul. The usual Damian Lillard stuff that we're accustomed to. But it was the Doc Rivers type of game where he tried his best to make the team lose, playing Gary Trent Jr. more minutes than Ryan Rollins. Rollins was really good on the perimeter, really feisty and guarding Tyrese Maxey. A lot of forced shots from Maxey just fading away on the baseline. Couldn't really get in a rhythm at all when Rollins was on him, but Doc Rivers was like, yeah, no way. Well, Gary Trent, just get out there and, run up and down the court. You're a veteran. I trust you. I don't like these young guys. Even though Rollins did play 15 minutes, he should have played more. But yeah, Doc Rivers tried to get his team to lose as usual, but got bailed out by his superstars, especially Damian Lillard, who just went berserk. It really is as simple as that. Lillard went nuts, and the Sixers ran out of juice and could not respond in the end. And if it's one thing that's been made clear, it's the Sixers are trying. From this Bucks game, the Pacers game, the Knicks game, they're not just rolling over and dying and letting these teams trample all over them. And that's respectable from a player's perspective of taking pride in the way they play. And Nick Nurse, too. He's been playing these young guys a lot more. Reggie Jackson got 0 minutes tonight. Jeff Down got a lot of run. Justin Edwards, Adem Bona. They were the main, the Sixers' main bench unit. Well, Pete Nance as well. Bona was starting. But it was good to see Nick Nurse finally start to get these guys on the floor and build this young core out a little bit. And him making that adjustment signals to me that he's finally starting to realize that this season may be going down the drain. That is a good choice to start getting these guys some more experience on the floor. But those were my main takeaways from tonight's game. Thank you all so much for sticking around. I will be live streaming the Sixers when they go up against the Denver Nuggets. Should be an interesting one, a late night game, but it'd be awesome for you guys to come and hang out with me. Thank you all so much. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.